Hi everyone, this is David from CEO of 0x447, and this is going to be another video where I show you what I do, so hopefully you get to learn something new. This one is going to be a weird one because there's going to be very little coding and more copying, pasting, but that's what it takes to do some things. So the idea that I have is I want to have a JSON file that represents all the AWS resources. And sadly, AWS itself doesn't have a JSON file that they maintain themselves. And I want to use this file to then build other things around it, where sometimes I just need to know, have a list of everything that AWS has to offer. And because of that, I decided, okay, let's make just a simple GitHub repository, keep this JSON file there, update it once in a while to just keep it fresh with whatever new services AWS has. And so this way you can build stuff around it, right? So let's start. So again, that's why I'm saying there won't be any much coding here, because basically it's me doing copy and paste. So this might not be anything a video worth watching, but for sure I'm going to ramble about random stuff related to AWS anyway. So maybe I'm going to share something that's going to be useful to someone. So let's start with making a repository first. Let's first call it something that makes sense. How do I call stuff like this? Okay, cool. AWS services list, maybe. JSON file that contains all the AWS services that you can use to build stuff around it. There you go. Let's not forget this time we need to do this public. As per default now, for whatever reason, it's always private. License, it's going to be MIT. So MIT license, ignore files, I guess none. Okay, so let's make the repo. And then let's copy this so we can clone it locally. I'm doing that in a different screen. I clicked something and I did something. That's not what I wanted. Anyhow, okay, refreshed. It is refreshed. And then clone it. So if I switch to code, now I have the AWS services list. Cool. I have some hair here on the microphone. Get out. Okay, so this is going to be trivial. It's going to be AWS services JSON. AWS services. Since I don't know how to type, I need to double check stuff. Always. Okay, let's split the screen. Let's make a new file in this split screen because we don't care about that. And let's see how we can do this the easy way. What happens if I do this? Everything is selected, which is nice. I do copy. I do paste. It's not bad. Let me just maybe put this on the other side. So I can just double check quickly what's going on. Compute, okay, storage is going to be the next one. Database is going to be, going to the next one. Migration, migration and transfer, yes. Migration and transfer, then we have network, okay. Dev tools, Where is development? Developer. So migration and transfer, did network and connectivity. What? Oh no, yeah, network and connectivity. Okay, sorry, me stupid. Developer tools, robotics, robotics, just one little tiny service. Customer enablement. What? I don't know. Whatever that is. And then we have blockchain. Blockchain, just one service, I think. Yep. Satellite, just one thing. Quantum technologies, we have one. Management and governance is a lot. What's the next one? Media service. Machine learning. Machine. Where are the machines? Machine learning. That was the last one. Then we have analytics. Security. That's the next one. There is a little bit of services there. Mobile. What? Security, identity, security. Okay, so the next one is mobile. Where is mobile? Mobile hub. Mobile hub? No, it's just mobile. Just mobile. Then AR, VR. Just one. Application integration, a bunch. No. AWS management, customer engagement, business application, business application, and then we have end user computing. Internet of Things. So many things, so many internets. Game development. And containers is the last one. Okay, so now we have to convert all of this into some sort of nice JSON thingy there, right? So let's start by making this, and then this, and then this, and then this. No, because we need an array of stuff inside. Right? Right. And so how many sections do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6. 26 groups. Okay. 1, 2, whoa. Oh no, Control D doesn't work here. Okay. 2. Why is it already complaining? There's nothing here. Oh, maybe that's the reason. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't know. Let's say this makes sense. Okay, so now we're just going to copy the compute thing, then storage. Such an exciting video, I know. But at least we are together doing something and not wasting time watching Netflix. Yay. So, whoa, get out of my life, face and everything. Development, robotics. That's something that I want to play with in the future for sure. To see how that works, it'd be fun. Blockchain, that's also something to check out. Satellite, it's a tough one, because without a real satellite where you get a NORAD ID, you can have. You can even enable this service to just check it out and see what's inside there. They just won't let you, which is so disappointing. So the goal for the next 5 years is to own your own satellite. So then you can play and test that service and see how it works. That'd be fun, right? Then did we do security, mobile, AR, VR. Yeah, that's something that I'm not an expert in at all. But I did play with VR, pretty fun, but nothing that, what, I don't know where I'm going with this thought. Let's stop it there, makes no sense. The brain, when it starts to wanders, it just goes. Hey, I did it, I counted right. I know how to count, that's nice. That's something. So we have this, and now for each of these, we have to just put the stuff inside. So since we are here, we could do this, do this, do that, do this, do that, and we have our array. It's not that bad. I thought it's going to take way longer. So we have our array of stuff, which is nice. It'd be fun in the future to even break it down further and say like EC2 and then go inside EC2 and see what all the features you have in EC2, right? So this array could become an object, an array of objects, and inside these objects then you have all the individual things. Yeah, let's keep it like this right now, because it's going to be easy to convert it. No, because then you have to wrap it into a curly brackets to make it an object. Right. Yeah, the question is, should I do it right now or not? Right, because if I do it right now, so let's say I do it this way, right? Just preparing for the future, that's the whole point. And then we do name. I think this is going to be better, because then we can extend it. We can, for example, add a description. We could add all the individual options that you have inside there, etc., etc., etc. Right? Is it true or not? It might be true. I think it's a possibility. I think I like the idea thinking here. Yes, because if I do AWS EC2, let's see if we can get a decent description here. Secure and resizable compute capacity in the cloud, launch applications when needed without upfront commitment. Right. And then I can also even add a URL, right? So we can do, hey, I'm liking this idea. Way better. So then we can do description. Oh, the English language, I love you. No, I actually hate you. I really dislike the unpreciseness of the English language. I don't know what Mr. Shakespeare was smoking, but he didn't care about writing down some rules. How to speak it, how to write it, how to do anything with it. Super annoying. And then I'm trying to type while talking, it's not working, and then we can do URL. Right? That is way more useful. Way more useful. Yes. I like it way better. This makes way more sense. So we do this, and then we are going to copy this a bunch of times. So we're going to copy it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so then we have light sail, we have lambda, we have batch. Never played with batch, always wanted to. Seems fun. Actually seems useful. But since you have lambda now, batch is a little bit who cares kind of a thing. And so I have to find a good idea as of what to do to make it work, to test it out. Let's see if light sales works. No. The AWS have to actually type it in. Whatever. Like so. Virtual storage. What is it? Virtual server, storage, database, and network for low price, predictable pricing. Oh, okay, right. So that's the thing where you can host for a fixed price-ish on a monthly basis, which is nice. If you're having a blog or your own company website and you don't need anything super fancy or special, you can for sure use Lightsail, because the cool thing about actually Lightsail is you do not pay for transfer, like data transfer, which boggles my mind. Not sure how that works. I mean, I guess I understand how it works, because you pay way more to have this thing here, and probably the 90% of sites don't even get too much traffic, and so the majority pays for the few outliers. But yeah, so for example, it says here on the website, plan starts at $3.5 per month, where if you were to buy a EC2 server for 3 years, you would be paying $1.50 or something like that. So yeah, it's costs 3 times more, but then again, there's less management, there's less work to do, everything is just there. I think you get a database in the pricing. Is it? What do you get? Memory, CPU, SD, 1 terabyte transfer, right? Which is pretty nice. Do you get a database with this? No, so then you have to pay extra for a database. Okay, yeah, exactly. So if you're just having stuff in your EC2 instance, you can do it way cheaper on your own. And then you have to pay for the database separately, which is $15 a month, which is exactly basically spinning up your own RDS with AZ enabled. It costs you exactly $15. I mean, 14, 19, something. So I mean, plus minus, still on the fence with this one. But yeah, that's what it is. Lambda. Let's see here, AWS Lambda. What do we get? Run code without thinking about servers. Pay only for the compute time you consume, which works very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Lambda is for the win, for sure. Shortcomings, I don't know. It's for sure, if you have a lot of lambdas, it's hard to manage. I mean, it's not hard to manage. Yeah, because if you're going to get a bunch of repositories, let's say 20 of them for each lambda, then things becomes a little bit harder to manage in that regard. But other than that, yeah, if you even small project, for sure, like lambda is the default. Wait, this was batch, right? Lambda batch. Okay. Elastic Beanstalk now. AWS. Yeah, so even for production, it's super cool because if you start doing a big project using only serverless stuff, then the cool thing is um, you don't have to pay anything when nobody's using your project, right? And when people start using your project, everything just grows with you. And then, of course, you can reach a point where you go, hey, I should maybe switch back to some regular servers to lower down the price, right? But in the first years, for sure, it's beneficial and cost effective, um, and so I do it, I use it, I like it. No complaints there. Works very well. Elastic Beanstalk, what is that? Easy to begin, impossible to outgrow. No, I don't know. It's basically a managed version of CloudFormation where you have a bunch of CloudFormation files already managed for you. And so it's a little bit of a mess because once you need to start doing custom things, it gets messy when it comes to have to start getting and then changing things, and it gets ugly. I do not recommend Beanstalk. It's just, yeah, no, yeah, I have nothing positive to say here. It's just a big mess. If you'd have to do something custom, if you use whatever templates they give you, fine. But God forbid you have to change something, add a service that they didn't add in the beginning, and then you're a little bit stuck, and it's get messy, and it's easier to just make your own CloudFormation file from scratch. Don't even think about it, and then you have full control of what you're doing, or just use Lightsail. That's it. Yeah. Image builder. This is a new service that I'm going to start playing soon with, which is super nice. I like it a lot. I like the idea, at least. Like the marketing mumbo jumbo that AWS spit out makes it looks very cool. Because my company actually makes AWS Marketplace images. So that looks very, very nice. Elastic Beanstalk Outpost, we have it all, right? Yeah, so we can delete this section out. Done. Next one, storage. Let's store some stuff. Well, actually, let's save the file first. So we just copy this again. And we delete everything. Delete everything. Okay. So we can do it like so. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okido. So we have this 3 EFS, F56, whatever, however you say that. Glacier, storage gateway, AWS backup. Okay, S3, I think everybody knows what that is, right? Storing file for the cheap, for the win. People say that, there's other services that are more or less expensive, like for example, Wasabi, which they basically copied the whole the whole SDK, so it works exactly the same. You interact with Wasabi exactly the same way you interact with S3, which is nice. And yes, they are cheaper. I mean, I when you start reading between the lines, you start seeing the problems. So they say in the beginning, oh, you can store for very cheap and you don't pay for data transfer. I'm like, what? And so once you start reading the specifics is if you cannot take, so if you put in a 1 gigabyte file, you cannot get out more than 1 gigabyte, right? So you can download it once you put it in. If you start downloading more over this file size of basically whatever you put there, that's when you start being charged. And so, and I think the pricing then it's not super different from AWS. And so that was like a nice catch. It's like, oh, okay, that's why you're saying you're free or you're super cheap, is because basically, unless, so basically WhatsApp is good if you want to just dump something, store it there, and never touch it again. And from time to time you want to like retrieve it because you lost your file or whatever, then that's fine. But if you want to host your website, host your podcast or whatever, it's not going to work. Which is a little bit annoying because it's it's marketing greatness at its peak. It's like free, but let's read the small print, right? And plus, not to mention, S3 has so many features that others don't have. That's why it costs way more. So, for example, if you need a triggering system to trigger a Lambda function to trigger something else, and etc., then S3 is the way to go. You want to make other pay for file being downloaded from your account, then you can do it with S3. You want to host your website, you can do that. You can encrypt files. You can have live policies, so the file can be deleted, moved somewhere else, and whatnot. You can move files to different regions. Yeah, if you create a bucket and click on the options, there is a lot of that there, and that's why it costs way more, right? Because there is way more features. Of course, if you don't need those features, pick whatever service is way cheaper. No need to pay for more, but we need to compare what actually you get when you pay more here. System. Let's just remove this. This is useless. EFS, I like it a lot. Super cool, but also super expensive. So if you have small projects where you keep small files, like a few megabytes, a few gigabytes, it's fine. But since you pay on a monthly basis for the storage that you use, you might end up, for example, paying $70 a month for a few terabytes, and that's a little bit expensive. Unless, of course, you just it's super important to you and what have you. But since you pay on a monthly basis for that storage, if you don't need it to be in the cloud, it's much cheaper to have just a NAS system in your local office or home, because storing it there is just you pay on a monthly basis basically, so it's not fun. FSX, never used it. It's for Windows. Not an expert in Windows, but from what I understand, it's the same thing as EFS, but just for Windows. But I guess with more features related to Windows, like user management and all of that, right? So I guess that's a nice thing. The downside of EFS is it doesn't play well with Samba. Turns out Samba doesn't like working with EFS. EFS doesn't like to work with Samba. So I mean, you can connect, of course, the share under Linux and then expose it through Samba. But if you keep it running for a long time, like few days, the stuff just gets super slow. Connection get lost. It's not good. No bueno. Long-term, secure, durable, blah, blah, blah. Yes, Glacier, you store it and you never get it back. You basically forget that you have it. Storage gateway. What was this? Don't remember. Storage gateway. Hybrid cloud storage with local caching. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a cool thing that is super expensive and you'll never use it ever. Why is the URL so broken? What is this? Jesus. So it's basically a cool server. I mean, yeah, you can host it yourself. So if you have a machine, but you need 16 minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM, I think. on your machine. And when you have it, it's a NAS that you can keep in your office that backs up everything in S3, which is super nice. But when you work on the files, you work from the local machine. So everything is cached. So that's why it says a gateway, because basically all the files are represented locally and then they're stored in S3, and the most frequent files are going to be kept locally. But the cool thing, if you want to access a file that is not local, you still see the file that exists. You click on it, and then in the background, the file is going to be downloaded. And even cooler, the file is going to be downloaded in parts. So if whatever application says I want, 10 megabytes of the file in the beginning, S3 is going to just load that 10 megabyte, right? Part, that chunk. And then once you're finished with that, either it's going to finish downloading the rest of the file or not. So it's pretty cool, but it's also very expensive. I mean, you need a very expensive server because the minimum requirements here are just insane. But other than that, super cool idea. That is just, I wish there was a much cheaper version. Or for example, I mean, this is a service for enterprise companies, small business, small office. If you have 10, 20 people, it's not worth it. It's way on overkill. You'll be better off with just Synology or something like that. So we have storage, we have this, so we can delete this stuff, which is nice. And now we go to databases. Oh, save. Did I save? I saved. No, I don't want to save you. I want to save the other thing. Okie-do. So let's now do this, do that, do this, do that, and do this. So we have this stuff, you copy, and how many times? So many databases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, RDS, I mean, nothing special here, everybody knows it. The regular SQL databases can be a bunch of them, can be Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, what have you. All plain SQL servers, which are always nice to have. What is Amazon QLDB? No idea. Didn't even know it existed. And Amazon Keyspace. What? Well, I guess we are going to learn a bunch of new services that I had no idea they existed. When it comes to databases, there's so much stuff in AWS. My God. Okay. RDS, plain and simple. Nothing to talk about here. The thing that is worth mentioning with RDS, which I like a lot, if you use AZ, they made it, if you have AZ, it means you have basically a mirror image database. So if you do any changes to your database, like settings or whatever, the settings will apply first on the backup. Then AWS is going to switch the backup to be the main one, and then the main one will become the backup, and then it's going to finish changing the settings also for the secondary database. So you have a very small downtime window of, I think, around 15-20 seconds, which is super nice. I like it a lot. That's why I always enable AZ for everything that I do. DynamoDB, it's my love. Even I think I love DynamoDB more than I love Lambda. I guess I love them both because they go super well together. But with DynamoDB, you'll really need to understand what it is and how it works and how it's different from a regular database. Because otherwise you're going to get zero performance efficiency, like it's going to, whatever you're making, it's not going to work well. And secondly, if you design your database incorrectly, you're going to pay a huge amount of money. for that. So it is something that you need to be cautious, and only because you save JSON files in DynamoDB doesn't mean that you know how DynamoDB works. That's the tricky part that people find themselves, thinking, oh, I know how it works, and then, oh, what's happening? Why I'm paying $10,000 a month for a database? Elastic Cache, whatever, is just database in RAM. Nothing fancy there. Neptune, super cool idea. I have yet to play with it and have already some ideas. It's basically a database for relationships, like graphs, like social network kind of a graph. This node is connected with that node, etc. So I have some ideas how to use it, and I didn't get yet to it. Redshift, yeah, if you are a hoarder of data, Redshift is for you. I don't like hoarding anything, so who cares? Amazon Quantum Ledger Database. Oh, that's what QLDB is. Fully managed ledger database that provides a transparent, immutable, and cryptographically verifiable transaction log, owned by a central trusted authority. Damn, that's some serious stuff. I mean, this sounds actually interesting. Not sure what would be a good use case for it. It's fully managed ledger that typically used to record. Amazon creates a new class. Oh, okay, so that cryptography, like Bitcoin type of ledger thing. Okay, makes sense. It's cool. DocumentDB is that that MongoDB, MongoDB compatibility. We stole your idea, kind of AWS move. I mean, they did it just to. This is something that you should only use if you want to go migrate to AWS. There is literally no point in using this. They just did it to for clients to have one less excuse to say no to AWS, basically, because AWS go, oh, you can move to us. Oh, we have MongoDB, we cannot, and we don't want to manage it ourselves. We're already managing it. Like, oh, okay, we just did a copy of it. You can just move now. Thank you very much, right? So that's basically what it is, which was like a funny move from AWS side, but whatever. That's what it takes to do money. You need to fight for your life. What is this key space? I have no clue. A scalable, highly available, and managed Apache. Oh, Cassandra compatible database service. Okay. Never used Cassandra, so I have no clue what it is, what this thing is. If you know, enjoy your life. I don't care. Nobody asked me to learn this thing. I'm not going to. Let's go to the next step, which is going to be migration transfer. Okay, let's see what do we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8. Okie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. AWS Migration Hub. What is it? Let's see if I can refresh my memory. Simplify and accelerate migration to the cloud. Okay. What? I think I know. I have a hint of an idea, but let's see. Single location to track the process of application migration across multiple accounts. Solutions may allow you to choose a partner migration tool that. Oh, okay. So basically a way to find partners that have tools that help you migrate. For example, you want to migrate your local database to RDS, you can do that. If you want to transfer your local what it's called email server to workmail, yeah, I guess you can do that, and you can, I guess, track it here and monitor everything. which is nice. Never used that, no point in using it, for me at least. So, whatever. By the way, let's move this thing. Let's do this. Snowball. Ooh, Snowball. I like Snowball. I'm going to play with Snowball in the future for sure. Migration. What have I missed? Application, database, server, AWS, Snowball, data sync. Okay, one too many. So application discovery service. What are you discovering? What do you want to discover, AWS? Discover on-premise server inventory and behavior. Okay, I have no server locally, so there's nothing for me to discover, but it'd be fun to just run it and see how it works. One day, just for the giggles. Database migration service. I think I know what it is. I used it. Is this what I used? Yes. This is actually a cool idea. That's sometimes a little bit tricky to set up, especially if you have RDS inside a private VPC. But yeah, basically you point to one database, you tell the source what this is the database with login, password, ports, URLs, and whatever, and IPs, and then you do the same thing for your destination, and you click fire, and a EC2 server is going to be created, and this EC2 is going to just copy data from one database to another. The cool thing, you go, why can't I just do a database dump and restore it? You sure can. But here the cool thing is it can also do conversions. So from one version to another version, from one database type to another sometimes. And then I didn't play with that. But so yeah, the cool thing is if two versions are a little bit different, and sometimes those dump tools are version very specific, that might be a headache to just convert the files yourself and do all of that jazz. If you do this stuff sporadically, this might be just a simpler way to just fire and forget kind of a situation. Let's do the next thing. AWS Server Migration Service. Migrate your on-premise workloads to AWS. What? Are you just doing image dumps of your server and restoring them in EC2? Agentless server which makes it easy and faster for you to migrate thousands of on-premise workloads. SMS allow you to automate schedule and tracking current application of live server volumes, making it for you to coordinate larger scale. Oh, okay. Never used it. I hope it works for people. But again, it'd be a fun way to just do a quick test with one server that you have locally just for the giggles. AWS transfer family. Simple and seamless transfer of AWS. Oh, yeah. So yeah, this is a cool thing, which is dangerous. Because this is, so basically AWS made a SFTP server that connects to S3. And this should be just used to ingest terabytes and terabytes of data that you cannot otherwise transfer in an easy way. But once you do that, you have to delete the thing that you created, whatever it's account or like connection, server, what have you, because this thing is stupid expensive. So this service should be just used ad hoc, right? You need to transfer, I don't know, 100 terabytes of data, create this, transfer it, close it once it's done. do not forget to disable it. Otherwise, you're going to be surprised with the build that you get. Snowball, this one is super nice. I want to play with this so bad. It's the tiny server that you can toss from a building, use it as a fireplace. You can basically, it's a EC2 server in a box that you can, you know, send around the world. Do not care what happens to it. It's super resilient and whatever. The cool thing, they started doing this to move lots of data. So if you have, again, hundreds of terabytes of data and you want to send them to S3, it'd be a pain in the ass to do it through the internet because, you know, transfer speeds are not super great. So it's just easier to do it physically. But now you can even do computation stuff. So you can, for example, write a little bit of code that does something, test it out in using an EC2, and once you're ready, you order a snowball or a bunch of them. You have them wherever you have to have them. That, for example, you don't have access to an internet connection that is reliable. Do your calculation, create your data set, and then send it back to AWS, and they can copy whatever you created to S3 or don't do anything. So yeah, super fun thing to play with for sure, and I will do that in the future. Data sync, easily transfer data to and from AWS up to 10 times faster. Okay, that's what it is. So we did the data. Never play with that, but yeah, I don't need to send 10 times so much data to them. Anyway, so damn, this thing is going to take forever, but let's do it. We have to do this once and then we are done, right? VPC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh no, I didn't delete it. Like so. Like so. Like so. Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Maybe, I don't know. VPC, CloudFront, route, I love route, 53 route, very nice. API gateway, direct connect, AWS app mesh. What is that? Cloud map, if that's what I think it is, it's pretty fun, interesting. Never used it, but seems useful. Okay, AWS VPC is what keeps everything together, right? Virtual private cloud, basically your local network in the cloud. Yeah, cool, because I mean, you can create networks, virtual networks, put stuff in them, make them private, make them public, connect them to each other, do some crazy stuff. Good stuff. I like VPCs a lot. CloudFront. I like CloudFront because it allows you to deliver websites. CloudFront is in networking and content delivery. Oh, content delivery. Okay. Makes sense. Basically, your CDN network by AWS integrates very well with S3. So I like it a lot. Super clunky to configure. Yeah, the configuration could be way simpler, but once you have it going, it's basically fire and forget. Don't think about it. Your website is always going to be there. And of course, this is great for static websites, right? Not dynamic ones. And then we have Route 53, which I also like a lot. Super, yeah, you can configure your DNSs however you want with this thing. And no limits, just your wallet. API gateway, I like it. It works. Configuration-wise, little bit clunky here again. But once you have it working, it's very nice and useful, and it's just there for you to be. And yeah, if you don't have super crazy traffic, it's worth it just to start with that. AWS Direct Connect, there is no description. Very nice, AWS. Congrats on that one. What does Google say? Direct connects the cloud. Let's copy whatever AWS Google decided that's important here. What is this? Let's see if this makes any sense. Direct Connect is a cloud service that makes it easy to establish a dedicated network connection from your premise to AWS. Okay, so we can delete this last part because, sorry, Google, that didn't make any sense. Yeah, basically you can have a physical link to the AWS network from your office. Of course, given your office is in a location where you can have this feature enabled, right? Basically, you go to your ISP provider and say, like, I like to connect to this endpoint, and they go, this is going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. You're going to get some crazy speeds. You say, yes, please. They come in, do the connection, and you're inside AWS network, well, your own VPC. And from there you can, it's the cool thing, it's not a VPN connection, it's just a physical connection. So there is nothing that you had, there's no way for anybody to get in that to monitor your traffic because it's a physical direct link to AWS. And then you have, of course, super crazy speeds because it's your direct connection. There's nobody else on that connection, and so you can enjoy AWS as it was intended. But of course, you need, you have to have a big office, big company for this to make any sense to have it. App mesh, application level networking for you. Oh, okay. So this is a cool one. Basically, you can have a map of all the services that you have. So let's say you have a bunch of RDSs around the planet. Oh, no, that's not even around the planet. Let's say in the US, right? And you can, of course, keep an array of all the database that you have, and then select the one that is closer to your user. Because, for example, you have read replicas across the globe. But then you have to maintain that list, and if a server goes down, then you don't know that it went down, and then you have to ping it first to make sure that's good, you have a connection, blah blah blah, right? Where app mesh is basically a map of all the services that you have. Of course, you have to add the services that you have, but then it monitors them, and then so your app can say, like, hey, I want to connect to the database, and this service is going to take care to give you back the IP of the closest database to your user. And of course, it's monitoring it to make sure it's alive, and if it's not alive, it's going to remove it. So then it's only going to give you the right service. So you can do that for RDSs, EC2 instances, what have you. So it's a cool idea for a website that needs to be super scalable. Or was it CloudMap? I don't remember. Services that provide application level networking to make it easy for the service to communicate with each other across multiple types of communication infrastructure. App mesh standardize how your servers communicate. I think that's what it is. That what I just described. So what is CloudMap? Isn't that the same thing? Service discovery for cloud resources. You can define a custom names for application, resource, and maintain update. Oh, okay. I think I described CloudMap, but isn't Cloud Mesh in this case the same exact thing? I don't know. Anyway, don't listen to me. Just go and read. But I guess they are like related. These guys. Global Accelerator. Oh, this is Let me just first check before I say anything. Is this for Lambda? No, Global Accelerator. Okay, sorry. You see, think first and then say. Sometimes it's helpful. Oops, what have I done? So Global Accelerator, yeah, it's basically how to describe this? Improve global application availability and performance using the AWS Global Network. Yes. So it's basically so you can put your EC2 instance behind this, and people, instead of connecting directly to your instance, they connect to the closest AWS endpoint, like entry point to their network. So the traffic doesn't go through the public internet all the way. Basically, your computer connects to, let's say you're in Paris, right? So instead of going through Paris to Germany to the UK to back to New York, it's going to go to Paris, the closest entry point which could be actually existing in Paris, and from Paris then you connect directly to New York, right? And so that connection from Paris to New York goes through the AWS backbone, so it doesn't go through the public internet, so it's much faster, reliable, and cuts down on your milliseconds, for sure. So cool stuff, expensive as always, but it's pretty cool if you actually need to increase your speeds. Okay, so we did networking. God damn, there's so many things. Management and government. Oh, god damn it. We are going to stay here forever. But I have to do this. I want to do this. I don't have to. I just want to. I want a lot. You know what? Maybe how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Code star. What is code star? Code commit. Yeah, it's kind of basically manage Git, but it's not the greatest thing under the sun. Code pipeline is my second love. Cloud9, cool idea. Used it a bunch of times. Didn't. It's meh. I have a better way to work with AWS resources. Okay, Cold Star. What is that? Quick develop, build, and deploy application on AWS. What? Okay, I think this is something similar to Beanstalk. Yeah, don't use this. Do it yourself. Because basically the idea here is AWS is saying, oh, we are going to make, nice environment that is just click, and it works. The problem is AWS doesn't know how to do things that just works. You have to learn how it works. You have to understand how it works, and only then you can use it. To use these, we took all the services that we have and we packaged them in an easy way to use. No. The whole point of using AWS, it's not to for it to be easy. You want to make it easy, use Heroku, which actually runs on AWS anyway. So what have I done? Because yeah, again, you start to do something custom, you really start to outgrow whatever you've built, and suddenly you don't know what to do, where to do it. You start changing things, stuff start to break. It's just don't do it. Code commit, yeah, it's not even close to whatever GitHub has to offer. Don't even think about it. Don't use it. There's no point, especially now when GitHub made private repos for free. just don't even go close to code commit. It's just useless. And the way to connect to it through credentials and stuff is just so complicated and messy, and let's just forget about it. Code, I mean, I'm still using it for one thing, but I'm going to transition to cloud, to GitHub for sure, because it's just a pain in the butt to manage to work. Code pipeline, code deploy, super awesome. Don't use Jenkins, just use this. You get a Linux box. You can do whatever you want with it. Enjoy. Don't think twice. And be happy. Yeah, Cloud9, it's a nice IDE in the cloud. Well done. It's fun. It's useful to work with lambdas. But once you have my setup to work locally, there is no point in using this for sure. But the cool thing is you have access to the full EC2 instance, so you can basically have at your disposal a cool machine. And so if your machine is not powerful enough, you can always use that. And Cloud9, the cool thing about it is also it auto shuts down after 30 minutes of inactivity. So you can use it, don't think about it, and you're going to pay a very small amount of money for it, because it just automatically shuts down. So you just pay for literally what you use, which is very nice. So it's kind of, if you don't do anything super crazy, it's fun. I recommend it. I like it. Like so. And like so. And like so. Robotics. Simulate and deploy robotics application at cloud scale. That sounds like fun. I did not do the right thing, right? Okay. So that was a quick one. Yay. And then we do this. And we do this. We need 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. AWS IQ. This is a new fun service that I want to get into, but to do that you need certification. AWS certification, and right now I do not have the bandwidth to do those certifications. It's just too much work. Basically, if you know what Upwork is, that's what AWS did. They did Upwork, but just with specialists that know AWS from the inside out. So it's a good way to find the right people for the right thing. AWS support, best thing ever. I mean, it's the best support that I don't know, maybe Zappos is better than them. But AWS support is the same quality level as Amazon support. So you can ask them literally anything about AWS. They will help you out. Sometimes they're slow to understand what you want, which is annoying. But you have to learn to be patient, because the problem is you try to do something in AWS because the marketing tells you that it's easy and it's fun and it's just like one click away. You do that, you find that that was a lie. You find that the documentation is poorly written. You find that the documentation is missing things. And then you go to AWS tech support and you're all pissed. They don't know that you're pissed. And it's just this drama that happens. And so, it took me 2 years to know how to talk with them in a way that is more respectful for them, because it's not their fault that the marketing guys are a little bit happy. trigger happy about saying everything just works. Okay, that's the description that you want to pick for this queue. So yeah, so it's yeah, I had to cool down. I had to accept the reality. And so once you get that, working with them is super nice. But yeah, on average, it's going to take you 45 minutes to even go through the simplest question, because that's basically the reality of it, and you have to learn to accept it. That's it. that's how it works. AWS, yeah, blockchain. Never used it. No clue what that is. Ground station, same way. I don't think I'm going to use it anytime soon. But it'd be fun to see how it works actually. And now we have all of this stuff. Damn, it's a lot. It's a lot. Wait, what? Where is quantum technologies? Oh, I deleted one too many. Don't go so fast, mister. Quantum technology, they call it bracket. Okay, whatever. Very original. Explore and blah 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 quantum computing. Okay, yeah. In the meantime, still nobody knows how to use it, what it's for. But once we do, we might be able to ask very fun questions. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 things. Okay, 18 you say, right? Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, right? That's it. We have 8, and Drew we now copy and paste because we have 8. We do this, we do that. I mean, I might start just cutting because otherwise I won't know where I am. Cloud trial, config. Works. Nope, that's the wrong place. Service catalog. System manager. Hub config. Trusted advisor. Control tower. One of those. We made it easy, but don't use it ever. Kind of a thing. Okay. So AWS organizations are the life. This is something that you always have to use. Basically, you have one AWS account, you convert it into an organization, and now you can have multiple accounts under this one account. So you pay through one system, one billing information, and then you get all your billing broken down by accounts. So you can have, as I showed you many times already, I have, I think, 14 accounts in AWS, and I have different things for different stuff. So all the websites are under one account. All the, I don't know, the data that I store, it's in another account, etc. Like all the DNS settings are yet in another account. So yeah, so I recommend it anytime you start doing anything, organization first. Even if you have just production development, um, I recommend it highly. CloudWatch, fun, expensive. If you start sending lots and lots of logs, especially debugging logs, don't do it in CloudWatch because you're going to pay stupid amount of money to store this stuff and for the requests and for the transfers. And so yeah, don't do it. What is this? Application scaling to optimize performance and cost? What? Monitors your application, automatically adjust capacity to maintain steady, predictable performance and lowest possible cost using. Oh, this is what? This is what? This what? Amazon EC2 auto scaling has moved. You have several options to scaling with AWS. Do you need? Oh, they made a separate service from AC2? Huh. Interesting. Had no clue. Imagine that. CloudFormation. Oh, CloudFormation. This is everything you're doing. You should everything. Like you should make coffee in the morning with CloudFormation. There's nothing you should. I mean, CloudFormation is. You have to learn it, master it, be the best at it. It's just you have to. Anything you do not touch the AWS console at all. Never, ever. Just to play around, learning about new things, but then everything goes into a CloudFormation forever, always. CloudTrial. It's useful, super clunky to find stuff. I still till this day didn't get used to it because I don't use it too often, and when I have to use it, it always takes way longer to find stuff than it should, for sure. But useful sometimes to find out what went wrong, who did what, to monitor stuff, etc. Config, record, and evaluate. Oh, okay. So yeah, config is basically you can have a bunch of Lambda, and that monitors what's happening in AWS. So let's say I don't know, a new user was created, right? With this policy, you can check if that's something that you wanted to happen, right? For example, full admin, right? Nobody should ever have full admin. So you can monitor every time there's a new user, someone with the policy of full admin, you go like, no, we don't like this, send the alarm, scream, do stuff. Because, yeah, so you're basically monitoring anything that happens in AWS. But yeah, it's not, again, click, it's, you have to write your code to make it work. It's not that trivial. AWS Ops Works is configuring manager. It's a configuration manager that provides management instances of Chef and Puppet. Oh, okay, whatever that is. I have no clue. Never used it. I keep on hearing it, but I never bothered to look into it actually. Oh, service catalog. It's actually a cool idea. It's basically you can share CloudFormation files in a way that people can use them as products. So let's say, I don't know, someone in your company needs to have a bunch of blogs. So you can have a CloudFormation file that creates a WordPress deployment. And you can limit, you can go only have this type of server, this type of database, etc. So you can make sure that whatever people use is whatever you want. But yeah, this is good when you have a big organization, for sure. System management, gain operations need and take action on AWS resources. System manager, yeah, okay, so this is a fun one where you can manage your instances or any computer by installing a a client that connects back to AWS, and so you can remotely manage, connect, and play with those instances. What is this thing? There seems not to be an official page for this. Oh, found it? No. It's funny, Google says that it goes straight up to the documentation. That's funny. Seriously? Okay. What is this thing? Use a AWS app config. Okay. A capability of AWS System Manager to create, manage, and quickly deploy application configuration. Ah, okay. So it's a part of that. Did my mouse just die on me? Hello, mouse. Wake up. What just happened? Mouse. Mousey mouse. Do stuff. Hello, be alive. Doesn't complain that the battery is discharged, it's just... Oh, great. Oh, I guess it was discharged. Okay. I'm going to do it this way then. So back online app config. So okay, it's a part of system manager. That's why there isn't a... So let's copy this from the documentation. Right. And let's link to the documentation, I guess. Strange. Strange that they made it as a separate thing on... Oh, no. On that page, but it's not a full-on separate service. Trusted advisor, yeah, it just scans your account with basic stuff, you know. Did you set two-factor authentication on your account? Are there servers that are not doing anything? Yeah, basic stuff. It's useful to get a quick insight on what's going on. But other than that, it's not super. It gives basically false hopes to people, to clients. They say like, oh, if I run this, I can save money. Then you save like $2. Like, $2 out of 10,000, that's not much. You need a human to get in and find out what's going on. License manager, control tower. The easiest way to set up and govern a new secure multi-account. Yeah, don't use this. No, just Google people's experiences online. Ain't good. This stuff ain't good. Yeah. And then we can do this. What are architectic tools? Help you preview the state of your workloads and compare them to the latest AWS best practice. Framework developed to help cloud record build secure. Never use this, no clue what this is. Sounds a little bit too good to be true that there's something automated that can tell you how to do something better. It's like, okay. I have my suspicions. Personal hair dashboard, that's a service? Okay. Sure, it's just... It's just a dashboard with notifications from AWS. So, I mean, it's cool thing that it exists as a service. Anyway, chatbots, play with it, fun. It works, nothing to complain here. It's just hard to come up with ideas for chatbots that makes any sense whatsoever. Launch wizard. Easily size, configure, and deploy third-party application on AWS. I'm not sure what this thing does, actually. Sounds again like magic. We do something automatically from stuff that humans do, which is always messy. Offer a guide way to sizing, configuring, deploying AWS resources for third-party applications such as Microsoft SQL, Server Always On, and HANA-based systems without the need to manually identify and provision individual AWS resources. Oh, okay, maybe. Sounds... But actually, that might be useful to some people. AWS Compute Optimizer. Recommends optimal AWS compute resources, reduces cost, and improve performance, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. And then when the reality hits your face, it's like, oh, why didn't work as expected, as mentioned in the document in the marketing material. Okay, another section that is actually fun. I did play with it a little bit. Is the media stuff. Yeah, no, it's cool. Everything is already built in. You don't have to do much. You have to just click, connect, and that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But when I play with this stuff, this section received a lot of changes. So there's some new things that I never played with. But one day worth checking out. Are we getting at the bottom of this? No. Yeah, I'm getting tired. But never give up. Let's just do it once and don't think about it twice. Okay, there's an old website still. I love when AWS have so many different designs. Oh, Kinesis video stream. I love this thing. This is a very nice one. You can... Hello, Google, wake up. Show something. Elastic Transcoder, save content and get more features with the media converter. So basically it converts from one format to another, whatever you specify and whatever you want. But Kinesis video stream is super awesome because you can literally stream videos there, and then you can stream it, keep streaming it to someone else, other people. Basically like YouTube. You stream to YouTube, then YouTube delivers to everybody else. But the cool thing, since you can stream anything, you can stream LiDAR data, logs, anything that needs to come in sequence, and it's important that the sequence is preserved. And then they're storing it, of course, in the right order. And they make sure that that's the case, and then you can retrieve this data. You can retrieve chunks of them. You can retrieve, say, like from 11:1 to 11:5 p.m. or a.m., whatever, And so no, it's a cool service, and I think price wise is also not that bad, strangely enough. Media Connect, what is this? Secure, reliable live video. Oh, okay, so it's just a way to connect to your live to your videos. Yeah, because you can have credential management, so people can only access if they pay or what have you. I mean, you can build all of that. It's not that they have this built in. They only have the layer that checks if everything is okay. Oh, no. Media Live, what is this? Encode light video for broadcasting, streaming, 20 device. Oh yeah, so this is basically you provide one source and they will create on the fly. No, I think, yeah, either on the fly also or to store it, different versions. So you might have a version of your video filed for Xbox, another for a smartphone, another for a browser, another for something else, and they just have everything optimized for those devices. So yeah, pretty useful. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel yet again for something. Media store is just S3 for video files, basically. But some features that you can, specify, give me that portion, that section, that thing, is just more in tune for video files. Easily personalized and monetized video content with server-side ad insertion. Oh, okay, so there you can inject ads into your stream, which is of course nice. What is the last one? Elemental appliance and software. On-demand solution for video processing delivery. Boo. No clue. No clue what that is. So now we are going to plow through this new section, machine learning, because I literally know nothing about it. Zero, like nada, nisba. And oh, no, nothing. So we're just going to copy and paste, go as fast as we can, because I have no clue what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait again. 1, 2. You know what? Does it show me how many lines I have selected? Oh, it's 19. Goddamn, I'm stupid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9, 9. Jawohl, Kartoffelsalat, ja. German. Those Germans. Like so. Okay, whatever code guru is. Fraud detector. Ooh. There are some fun things here. Lex. Oh, I actually use Lex. Well, actually using it all the time because I have, yeah, if for fun. Oh, Poly I also use. I like Poly. Expensive, but recognition. I use this. Very cool, very expensive, especially if you want to analyze live video. It just doesn't make any sense to use it. I mean, it's cool as a way to do something ad hoc for an event for a few hours that you want to, I don't know, search for bad people that did something, and you have a photo of them, so you can analyze and find the person. But yeah, it's not something you can have on all the time, 24 hours, because it's going to literally cost you like over $5,000. I think one stream for one day is $5,000 or something like that. Some crazy numbers. So yeah, Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, so for ad hoc stuff for a few hours, yeah, there's no point of making your whole, how to say it, your whole solution if you want to just do something quick. It's super useful, and that's pretty much it. SageMaker, who knows what this is? Some crazy stuff. Automated code review, identify your most expensive line of code. What? Okay, I need to test this one. The skeptic in me goes again. Sounds fun on paper. Prove it to me. But I mean, if that would be a service that you can attach a GitHub repository to and go scan and give me back a report, that might be actually fun. But I mean, I doubt that you get anything useful out of that. Comprehend is going to, yeah, comprehend is also fun. It's easy to use, very, very, very straightforward. Accurate time service forecasting service based on the same technology used as Amazon.com. No machine learning experience required. Amazon forecast. So, oh, okay. Oh, I think that's where you provide, you know, this user like these products, or what should we display next, right? I think that's the thing that they created. Yeah, unless you have a shop, I don't know where you would use this. This one, I wonder how it actually works. What do you provide to it? Do you provide the payment details, the last name, email? What do you do? Because I mean, if you're using Stripe, they're already doing that. So I mean, if Stripe is doing it, what else can Amazon do, right? Unless they would offer also payment information, payment processing. Highly accurate and easy to use enterprise search service provided by machine learning. Okay, cool. Amazon Lex. Oh, this is a fun one. Yeah, on my company website, I have a phone number. If you call it, you're going to actually talk with my chatbot, which runs on Lex. So it's actually a fun little demo that I did that I like to amuse people with. The funny thing is that's super strange. Some people, when they tell them, "Hey, go to my website and call this number," they freak out. They just are afraid of calling the number that's on the website. So yeah, and their faces that they do that as if I was trying to steal, you know, all their money, worth savings, something. I don't know. It's super strange. But when people, those that like to test new things, when they call the number and they call the second time, they get amused. Amazon machine learning. Oh, very general. Putting machine learning in the hands of every. Okay, cool. Well, that's that. Amazon personalize. What is this? Real-time personalization recommendation based on the same technology that. Okay, so what's the difference between the other thing and this thing? Boo. Amazon Poly, very cool, very simple, very trivial to use. You just give a string and get back a file. That's all it is. And yeah, it actually works pretty well. I like it. It's well done. Amazon recognition, it's also very cool. Use that. Recognition. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, recognition. You take an image and it tells you what it sees. You know, people, happy, smiling, dog, car, whatever. And it works well with the Kinesis video stream. So you can analyze live video with this thing. And again, it is stupid expensive. If you do one image once in a while, that's fine. Doing this on a 24-hour basis is, oh boy. Amazon TextRack easily extract text and data from virtually any document. Never used it, but something that I want to play with for sure. It seems fun. Amazon Transcribe. Also never played, but it seems very trivial to use. Automatically convert speech to... Oh, no, wait. Speech to text, did I did that? No, I didn't. But seems also very trivial. I guess you just point to a S3 bucket and say, this is the file, do something with it. Thank you very much. Amazon Translate also seems pretty trivial to use. Yeah, I like all these little sandbox, service that do one thing and do one thing well. It's a fun thing. I like it. The steep lens, I think, yeah, you have to buy a piece of hardware for it. Something fun to just play with. Not sure how, I mean, I think you could do the same thing with a Raspberry Pi. I think you have to just, they might, because they have, for example, Alexa you can run on a Raspberry Pi. So you don't have to actually buy an Alexa. You can just develop using a Raspberry Pi. And I think you could do the same thing with Deep Lens, right? So you don't have to buy their hardware. You can just use whatever you have at home. I wonder if that's the case. I want to believe it is. I want to believe that that's the case for sure. We did this. Augmented AI. Who knows what this is? Easily implement human Easily implement human review of machine learning prediction. Does it mean there are humans behind this? What? Who knows? Deep compressor. Oh, that music thing that makes... Oh, Jesus, I don't even know why they even bothered. To do this thing is just such a giggle. Okay, we went through machine learning. Damn. Let's keep going. Let's do the next one. Analytics, also a lot of stuff. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. It's a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, maybe. Athena. I like Athena. It's a cool SQL type way to select data from any database. It's just, basically big data select. And the cool thing about it, you can use SQL to query data in S3, which is useful because you can dump stuff. I mean, it's expensive because some queries can cost you like $2 to run them, of course, depending how much data you have. But it's cool for, once in a month kind of query for some stats or whatever. You can just store it cheaply in S3, but pay basically nothing. And then, you run your query and you get your result and you don't care. Very fun. I like it. I like the idea. Didn't use it too often, but when I play with it, it was solid. I liked it. Of course, documentation clunky, and you have to learn how to make those queries and all of that. But once you get the hang out of it, it's not bad. It's not that bad. EMR. What is EMR? Easily run, scale, Apache, Spark, Hive, Presto, and other big data frameworks. never run big data frameworks because I'm not a hoarder. Yeah, the only thing that I will use is Athena, I guess, because unless you, I don't know what you, yeah, this big data situation, I never understood it. Because how much data do you need to predict some? I mean, what did anybody found anything useful in this big data? I mean, I guess Facebook, right? But when it comes to the 99.999% of other companies, what are you storing? Why are you storing so much stuff? What are you looking there? Elasticsearch, what apps? Never bothered to use this thing. Everybody freak out about this search stuff. I'm not someone that is easily amused with this thing. Oh boy, what am I doing? AWS Kinesis. So Kinesis is super fun. I like that. I'll use that a lot. It's a way nice and easy way to ingest a huge amount of data without setting up servers, configuring them, and all of that. You just have an API endpoint and say like start dumping anything there, and that's how it works. I like to use Kinesis Firehose because it's the simplest of them all. It's basically an API endpoint where you save data in S3, and then from there you can have, for example, a trigger that triggers a Lambda function that then loads the S3 file, sanitize the data, makes it nice, and saves it in a database for long storage. Could be easily queried. So I like it. I like it for that reason. ITO devices, whatever you have, whatever, you just can go there, dump data, and process it later, which is very fun. I like it. I recommend it if you want to do that. And it's super easy also to use with CloudFormation file. There is just 2-3 settings. There's nothing much to it, and you can have a nice setup to ingest huge amount of data. Data exchange, no idea what that is. That data pipeline, boo, no clue also what that is. Glue, Glue is basically you can convert data from one format to another, but you can write your own code that will do that, but you have to do it in Python. And I know nothing about Python. So it's basically transformation layer. Transform one set of data into another one. I mean, you could do the same thing with a Lambda. Not sure. It's no clue why one would use glue over. I mean, there is some predefined examples that you can convert, CSV files to this, to that. But if you need something custom, then why not do it with the Lambda? Why do I have to use this glue thing? Boo. Maybe I'm missing something. It's possible. Maybe I am missing something. Just maybe. Security. Let's do the security dance. Jeez, was. Is it? Oh, okay. The rest one is getting a little bit thinner. Let's keep it going then. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 3, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 16 was? Ooh. We shall see. Yum for the win. Yum is the key for accessing anything in AWS. Use it, keep it clean, keep it organized, and you'll be happy. Cognito. Oh Jesus, Cognito. I will need 3 hours to just, like, I could talk 3 hours just about Cognito. It's not a fun thing. Single sign-on, cool idea, kind of works, annoying to work, but yeah, it works, but it's annoying to work with, to manage it. Especially there is no cloud formation that you can use to make it work. So I use it for one client. I realized this is not the way to go. YAML for life, for the win. And that's about it. That's no. I do everything now with YAML. I don't even bother with this new fancy service because, yeah, it's not even close to what YAML is. Again, it was an idea. Hey, let's make it easier for people, and now it's so easy that it's not useful. So I will not use it. Okay, AWS, yum. AWS, I have still a little bit of coffee. Coffee is good. Secure manage access. Secure yum. Resource access manager. What is this? What am I doing even? RAM? Yum and RAM. Simple, secure service to share AWS resources. Huh? I had no idea this existed. It's a service that enables you to easily and securely share AWS resources with any AWS account or with your own organization. You can share AWS Transit Gateway subnets, configuration, Amazon Route Resolver. Okay. That's how they called it. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think I used it once to share a VPC from one account to another account, and I guess that's what you use. That's the name of it. I just completely forgot. What have I copied? Oh no, Cognito. Oh my god, Cognito. Oh my god, Cognito. There are two parts of Cognito: user pool and the identity pool. Do not use user pool ever. It's just garbage. It is the worst. If this was like a star system here to give to these things, it would get -5. It's just the worst thing on the face of the earth. I mean, I don't know if anybody did anything worse than whatever Cognito user pool is. Cognito identity pool on point. User pool, my god, it's just no. Secret manager, if using RDS, use it. If you for anything else, do not use it. It's annoying. It creates more drama than it tries to solve. Yeah, it's not solving any problems. Basically what I'm saying. And from the marketing mumbo jumbo and what I gather from clients think that if you store credentials in secrets manager, nobody will be able to see them. They fail to understand that to decrypt and to use a credentials, you need to decrypt them to use them, right? So once you're able to decrypt them in your code, you can of course console log it, right? Because you're using it. Where clients say like, hey, let's use this super secure, all the passwords super secure, I mean, yeah, they're stored encrypted, but still you have to decrypt it to use them, right? And that's what they go, oh, so wait, what? And they go, yeah, you can just console log it. It's like, I had no idea. Exactly. That's why you pay me money, so I know this stuff. Amazon Matcha. Discover and protect your sensitive data at scale. What? Fully managed data security and data privacy service that uses machine learning a pattern matching to discover and protect. Okay, whatever, dude. Whatever you say. Why is this thing here and not in machine learning section? Single sign-on, yeah. Nah, It's a pass for me. It's okay, but you can do way more, and we have more flexibility and control with just YAM and assuming roles. And especially YAM, you can use CloudFormation, so you can create user using CloudFormation and manage your user using CloudFormation, which makes it super easy. Where this SSO single sign-on, yeah, there is no CloudFormation. Everything needs to be done manually. It's just a pain in the butt. It's not fun. No, I don't like it. Key manager service. Easily create and control keys used to encrypt. Oh, yeah, okay. KMS. Okay, got it. Yeah, KMS, fun. You keep your keys there. You can encrypt all your S3 objects, whatever. You get a default set of keys, which is nice. Every time you create an account, they create them for you. So you don't have to create them yourself and manage them, which is good. But then if you want to have your own stuff, you can also have it. What is this? Manage hardware security module. Oh, okay, yeah, again, you can encrypt stuff with your own physical device. I don't think I will ever use this. Directory service. What is Amazon Directory Service? Jump Cloud. Why am I in Jump Cloud? What's happening? I want to go to AWS. Thank you. Manage Microsoft. Oh, this thing. Nah. Manage Microsoft Active Directory in the cloud. Yeah, so basically equals very expensive. That's what you need to understand. Very, very expensive to have a bunch of users. I mean, this is just enterprise people can use this stuff. Other than that, don't use it. AWS, there was a full stop. Yeah, so basically this is a firewall for your website. It's interesting, there is no official website for this. There's just a documentation. Or is it? Yeah, which is strange. That's always confuses me. But there is a shield page. Well, let's do this then. And then what's this firewall manager? And why is this in German now? I think I'm getting through services that are so poor, so rarely used that now I'm getting the website in German. I want English. Centrally configure and manage firewall rules across accounts and applications. Ooh, I didn't know there's a thing like this. Maybe worth checking it out. Because then I could have another AWS account with only their firewall rules. That'd be fun. Artifacts. Yeah, so basically, as far as I understand it, this is just for compliance. And these artifacts are basically just documents that AWS creates for you. So they go and say like, oh, you have this many servers with these ports open, that port's closed. Basically reports. Let's call them reports. As far as I understand it, but I might understand this incorrectly. What is this? What is this? Centrally view and manage security alerts and automated security checks. No, okay. Never use this. But maybe another account with just this. Ooh. Analyze and visualize security data to rapidly get to the root cause of potential security issues. Also never used it. Detective. I wonder how much detectiveness there is. Okay. I think we're slowly, well, IoT is still quite big, but we are getting there. We are getting there. What time is it even? I don't even know. I didn't even have the watch here. But this is getting quite long. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a good way to refresh my memory and force you to also follow along, so you can learn a little bit about all the stuff that Amazon has. Uno, due, tre, quattro, which is nice, I think. So we have 4, 2, 3, 4. AWS Amplify, do not use this. This is the same garbage cognito thing situation. Mobile hubs, like one of those, we made a cool hip service that nobody uses, and it's too complicated to even figure out. It's basically a marketing tool to track stuff, to do marketing, email, send, schedule, CRM. It's meh. One of those that nobody cares how to use. Okay. Yeah, so basically this is a service that if you know nothing about AWS and you use it, you will still know nothing about AWS, and stuff might work in a way that you have no clue whatsoever how they work. Yeah, so basically, yeah, you click some things, some other thing happens, and in the background, then you basically have to keep your finger crossed what's going on there. Again, for weekend projects, super fine. Anything more serious, and I will not recommend it. Mobile hub, no clue what this thing is. Okay, so same thing as Amplify? Yeah, okay. Again, these are the mobile stuff here is aside from mobile farm, which is actually fun. In a second. Power application with the right data from yeah, so basically this is a mini database for stuff. Yeah, you can keep settings, you can keep anything there, but I think the point is it's a non-SQL. It's basically a DynamoDB, but renamed, and it's a little bit different. Never bothered to use it. One of those things that they say it's super useful, super cool, and everything is simple. You click and drag and drop, and then it's not. So I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Now, this thing, Device Farm, is super cool because literally AWS have physical mobile phones in their warehouses that you can run your code against and test without having those devices physically in your office. And you can automate the process of testing, deploying, and yeah, you can even remotely access those devices and click with your mouse through your application on any device that you can imagine. Super nice. I like the idea. I like the execution. Nothing to complain here. Very cool idea. That just works. So super cool. I like it. Yeah, and yeah, basically there is just smartphones hidden somewhere in boxes, somewhere in AWS. Yeah, it's funny. Amazon Sumerian, no idea. I don't do this stuff, kind of a things. So no clue what this service is about. What's it for? Application integration step function. So yeah, let me tell you about step function. Cool idea, brutally expensive. Not sure. Yeah, it's one of those things that you might not care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 5, 6. I don't know. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So step function is basically a framework where you can put all your lambdas in a frame, no, wireframe. Yes, wireframe where you can put your lambda in and have a visual representation of the whole flow. You can have logic gate that say if this then that, and so you can branch out to a different lambda. And so yeah, it makes it easier to connect different lambda to each other. And so then you run, if you want to have, let's say you have 5 lambdas that do different things, you know, depending on how the data comes in. And instead of invoking the lambdas, because you can invoke a lambda within a lambda, right? You can have a lambda triggers that invokes another lambda or a bunch of lambdas. Or you can do it visually using step functions. The downside, so, and that's cool, I guess, but it's basically extra work and you don't gain anything special about it. And the only thing cool that that step function do is basically you can make an infinite loop in the cloud using a step function, because a step function goes through the whole flow and then you can tell it to restart itself, and also at a specific time. And at the specific time is you have 1 year of time to run. So you can have literally run the step function once a year and you're good to go. So, but if you want to run things more frequently, then it's not worth it because it's very expensive. And so yeah, that's why it's not worth it. For small jobs, sure. For anything big, just invoke a lambda function within a lambda function and put your logic inside there, because yeah, it's not a great benefit. It's good that they did it. It's good that we have it. And in few cases, it's beneficial, but other than that, I don't see why would you spend the time and money to use it. That's my humble opinion. App flows, securely integrate app automated data flows, scale, no idea what that is. The event bridge, serverless event pass that connect application. Okay, so it's basically you dump data there and you invoke other services of AWS. Full managed open source message broker, okay. Yeah, so it's a MQTT thing. I did use it through AWS IoT. It works very well, super fast, super performant. It's just, you know, basically literally it feels like real time when you push buttons. So yeah, cool that they did it, and it's useful, and use it. Simple notification service, I don't think this requires any explanation. It's just SNS. Simple queue service, the oldest service that AWS has to offer. It is so old that when it was created, AWS was not yet a thing. It had no name. It was its own thing, which is crazy. That shows you how old this thing is, and it just works. It's just queue, put stuff in, and take stuff out when you need it. What is this? SWF? Help developers build, run, scale background jobs that have portable, parallel or sequential steps. You can quickly, you can think of more fully managed state tracker and task coordination. Okay, never used it, so no opinions. Under what this thing? Application integration. Okay. Cost manager. Let's do costs. There you go. There you go. Should I copy like so? We need just 3. Whoa. Cost explorer. So when you explore the costs, I guess. No, but if you go to the billing page, you have the cost explorer. It's basically a spreadsheet on steroids to check how much money you're spending in AWS. So yeah, use it. It's a good idea to get used to it, how it works, because yeah, you need to keep an eye on what's happening in AWS. Budget is also something that you should use. I have an alert that I will get an email telling me, hey, you're over budget. Let's say it's $150 a month. And so every time I go above that, I get a message telling me, hey, check it out. And so this is also good for clients. If you know that you're going to more or less spend this much money on a monthly basis, it's maybe just marketplace. Okay. Let's do it this way. And let's do it this way. Okay, so we've done that. Customer engagement. Oh no, I chopped the leg off. I chopped, not chopped. I'm not chopping, we're not from Europe, we're in America. You're chopping. Chop, chop, chop. And how much do we chop? 1, 2, and 3. 3. 1, 2, and 3. Amazon Connect, super like it. It's basically your virtual private phone service thing that people can call, and yeah, and basically, what is this? One of those. Let's see. What's the description of this thing? So I will tell you exactly what it is. Easy to use omni-channel cloud contact center. Exactly. So again, when you call that number that I have on my company website, that's what you're going to use. So that's the cool thing. It integrates very well with AWS Lex with Lambda, and so basically you can code the whole conversation, the whole flow of the conversation based on what people say. And you can do very fun things. I like it. And I have a cloud formation that has the whole deployment. So if you go to GitHub, search for it, do some browsing, and you'll find it. And yeah, it's a very cool idea. Works fairly well. There is still room for improvement for sure, but it works. It's fun. It's basically you can write an application as a phone call. But yeah, that's what it is. Pinpoint, yeah, the marketing thing, which is weird, nobody uses. Simple email service, just sending emails, and it works. Nothing special. Yeah, when you do an app, do not use Gmail to send emails. Just use this. It costs you nothing. And make a favor. don't even connect to Gmail and send emails. It's just, it's there. It's not the 90s anymore. Come on. Alexa for business. Never use that. I'm not. And then Chime. I'm using it every single day. I like this service because basically it is. It costs the same like other tools like Zoom, Skype, and stuff. More or less, the pricing is similar. The thing is that you have you get what do you get? You can record meetings for free, like included in the price. You can have Lambda function attached to your setup. So you have way more flexibility and more fun. You can have way more fun with this thing. Oh, you also get a phone number, so people can call in. I mean, you use it as a regular phone. So yeah, no, it's decent. They could make it way better, but it's a good first step, I guess. Workmail, I'm using it for my own company. Let's say I'm not going to use it forever. Way too expensive. The integration with Lambda is minimal, so there isn't much of a benefit here. So it's basically an Exchange from 2012. It's an old Exchange server, so it doesn't work with some third-party websites. Yeah, clunky at best. It works, but yeah, it's not anything. I mean, there's alternatives that are much better. But I'm using it because AWS for life. And that's pretty much it. Well, that's the reason for. So, 2, 3. Okay. Workspace. Workspace. Let me check what it is first before I say anything. Yes, I used it. Upstream versus workspace. Wait a second. It's a managed secure desktop as a service solution. You can use Amazon Workspace to provide either Windows or Linux desktop in just a few minutes to quickly scale to provide. No. Okay. So yeah, Workspace is basically a virtual Windows machine where you have full access to the machine, and Upstream is basically the same, but the user has access only to those few specific apps that you provided access to. And it's a cool idea because basically, let's say you have a very graphic intensive app. You can have some CUDAs, NVIDIA graphic cards in the cloud, and basically you can do some crazy calculations that you would not be able otherwise to do locally. Especially if this is something you have to do once in a while, it's cost effective. But if you have to use it every single day, just buy a $2,000 PC and you're done. There's literally no point in using Upstream. It's also very clunky to configure and set up because basically you have to spin a full-on EC2 server, which is I think a M5 type instance. It takes a long time for the server to prepare itself to be accessed. Then you have to go inside the server, install the app that you want to share with your users. Then you have to go through a process that takes a good 20 minutes to set up this application that you want to share. And then once you're done, you have to make an image of that server, and then you have to add this image to a fleet that your users can use. And the problem is also with this Windows application, they're not designed for this type of environment. So sometimes they have hard-coded paths in their code, and so and upstream is designed to for apps that were done by the book. There's no such thing, of course, and so it doesn't work well. Yeah, it's too expensive. It's too hard to work with, to the point that I mean, oh, cool, I can get paid. You know, I'm get paid by the hour. So what do I care? But I also don't like to waste time for no reason. Um, mm, what? I don't know. It's much easier to just spin a Windows machine. I have a bunch of accounts for users and let them do whatever they need to do there. Um, then then go through this whole process. I mean, unless you have something very specific, I don't. Upstream is kind of meh. Provide secure mobile access to internal websites and internal website and apps. Oh, actually, yeah, never used it, but now I just had an idea. Ah, I might actually use this. Huh, cool. Because that was, yeah, right. Okay. You see, we're not wasting time here. We are not wasting time. New. Um, we are so close to the end. I can feel it, I can smell it, I can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We have IoT core. So I did work with IoT, AWS IoT. It's nice. It's well done. It's cool for production environments. Everything is in place. A little bit disappointed that I didn't do more with that. I would love to do more with IoT. But also a lot of IoT products do not need the whole shebang that AWS IoT provides. What have I done? I did something wrong. Oh, okay, that was the last one. Yeah, because IoT Core has device shadowing, which basically remembers the last state of the device, and you can still, for example, manage it by clicking around, turning on buttons, doing crazy things, and then once the device is in range again, is connected to the internet, you can then the state is going to be updated automatically. And so, yeah, is there the official AWS website for this, for FreeRTOS? New. Oh, maybe. Yeah, there is. Okay, FreeRTOS, cool. I mean, it's basically an operating system for embedded devices made by, well, no, not made by AWS, maintained by AWS. So they're maintaining it. That's about it. Is this the one button click trigger lambda function from a simple device? Oh yeah. Didn't they discontinue this? What have I done? Where I'm getting tired. Yeah, I think this was the dash button thing, but I think they discontinued that. Yeah, but it was. I think I still have a button somewhere. I did use it, but I mean, it's hard. I mean, what do you do with this? There isn't anything super useful that you can do, that you cannot do with, you know, an API gateway and an API call. Same thing. Same results, less stuff. Yeah, but by the way, IoT device manager, events, analytics, and all the stuff is part of the core of this. So basically, yeah, this service is broken down into individual ones. But if you use the core, you have access to all of them in one place. So I mean, it's cool because then you can pick and choose what you want, or you can just use the whole thing. But yeah, when I was playing with AWS IoT, these services were not broken down into separate ones. So it'd be fun to see actually how they work individually. One day, you cannot do everything at the same time. Oh, Greengrass is a fun one. It's basically, you can run this on a Raspberry Pi. So you can have the power of Lambda function and everything else or in other IDS. Basically, it's a mini version of AWS framework kind of a thing that you can run on a embedded device or computer or whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Until you can run the image, you're happy. So yeah, so it's a pretty cool idea if you want to have some computation managed and organized in a more structured way. This is some sort of analytical understanding of what's going on, which is nice always. Things graph? What is that? Visually develop IoT application. What are you talking about? Okay. So this is what I'm looking at. So there's a WYSIWYG editor that you can drag and drop and turn on the lights, turn off the lights. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure I want to try it, but whatever. Why not? In the future, we can play with this. We can play with anything. I'm from Scotland now. Done. Game development, just one. I guess it's the least used service ever in AWS. This GameLift. Why wouldn't he? I mean, you have Unity and Unreal 3. And for whatever magical reason you decide, no, I'm going to make a game using GameLift because I hate myself. So bad. I mean, I honestly do not get why AWS even bothers with this. Instead of, for example, making plugins for the most popular frameworks out there, like Unity Exactly 3D and Unreal Engine, they decided to do this, waste time on this thing. I don't get it. It's just mind-boggling. As if AWS, it's known for making games. What? Sometimes. We humans not always make good decisions, right? We get clunky decisions from time to time. Containers, last thing. Yeah, containers here, the service is done very nicely. ICR is the register. Oops, wait. First, let's do this. Like so. And like so. So yeah, ECR is basically you can store your containers, your images in AWS for basically virtually no money. Elastic Container Service is cool. It's nothing special. It's basically an agent that runs on a EC2 instance. and that agents allows you to manage the Docker container through the website, the console. Yeah, I mean, which is useful because you don't have to do it manually, or you don't have to come up with your own clunky way of remotely manage a Docker service in your instance. So yeah, it works. It's okay. No complaints there. No idea what Kubernetes are. Everybody talks about them, but I still have no clue what's going on there. Yes, we did it. Oh my God, so many services. We did it. We did it. We have to now commit it, init. Let's commit it. We did commit it. Wow. And now refresh. And we have JSON. The JSON is here. You can use it, my child. Okay, but now let's actually make it a little bit more useful and put the file somewhere in a place that makes sense in a S3 bucket. So let's take this service that I did, build spec, and let's do this. Let's make a build spec file. Build spec.yml. We don't need to install anything. We don't need to do anything, basically. We have to just copy stuff. Phase, last one. Copy this file. Thank you very much. Somewhere. For sure not there. Because it's not a CloudFormation file. Let's see, what do I have here in my account? I have Drive. Oh, great, thank you, thank you, Amazon, very, very kind of you. Let's try one more time. Drive. We're on Drive, so now we go to S3, España. And what type of drive do we have? We have our CloudFormation one. Logs, new. Office, new. That's not for you guys. Private, it's my private stuff. Products. It's a bit better. These products. New. Oh, maybe, because I don't need this bucket anymore, actually, for these things. Because now these things have their own things. No, actually. Well, okay, no, it's products. I mean, we're calling it as products, right? So, yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that, and yeah, let's use this bucket. Where is it? This bucket here. I wonder if I can even copy to it. I don't think so. I don't think I can copy from this bucket to the other bucket in this bucket for this bucket, that bucket. Permissions, bucket policy. Maybe I can. I can list, I can put, I can list, I can put. Okay. I just wonder if the foundry is the right account. Oh yeah, 522. Oh, this is okay. No, okay. So I can put this directly here. Cool. Okay, less work for me. Yay. So in the products, I named probably the repository of this thing. So we are in business. So now I commit this. Now we switch to the foundry, and go back here. So now I'm going to deploy the foundry, and then click here, and then go back here, and then go back here, and go back here, and then go back here, and then go back here, and then go back here, because I don't know how I name stuff. So let's name it in a way that makes sense. Foundry, nobody? Frankfurt, why am I in Frankfurt, dude? Virginia for life. Ugh. Hate that. Drive EF boot My naming convention is a little bit everywhere. Let's name it this then. Yeah, I mean, why would I name it differently? Just we have to switch to these guys, because AWS doesn't like it when you use lower things. Okay, let's pick parameters. I need this to put the artifacts. GitHub token, very secretive. I cannot show you to you. Very secret, very token. What have I done? I did something wrong. Exactly. Copy this, paste it here. The owner is, yes, I don't know what that was. Is this owner? Repository name is this repository name. Master, the same role. Fire. Down. What are you complaining about? Okay. 0. You happy? You happy? Happy camper. You're not deploying this in Frankfurt, right? You are deploying it in Frankfurt, despite I change. No, wait, what? How can I be logged in 2 different places at the same time? What's happening here? How can I be? How? What? Fantastic. One more time. Okay, so deploy this. Virginia. We are in Virginia. Since we are able to be in 2 different regions at the same time, not sure how that's a thing. Since when you can do that, it's a mystery. But it seems that we can. And that. Fire. Go. Then roll B. I don't care about you. Roll Neb. Get out of my face. I don't like you. Hey, out. What was the complaint? Maybe the bucket is no. What? Oh, the artifact bucket for sure was no. I don't know. We shall see what the complaint is in a moment. Oh, completed. Okay, cool. Then I don't know what Frankfurt wasn't happy about. As new, what do I want to do? I wanted to do something. I wanted to be somewhere. I wanted. Oh. What did I want to do? Oh, S3. Why we have to change accounts? I have to do drive. No, oh no, a code pipeline. I wanted to be in code pipeline. Yeah, because I wanted to see if this actually worked. If the pipelininess actually did that thing that I wanted to do. Code pipe. Code pipe, code pipe, code pipe, pipe, pipe. Hey, failed. What's the complaint? Access denied? Why denied? You have the right to do so. If the foundry is 7.1... Let's go to S3. Products, permissions, bucket policy. And this account is allowed to do put object. Yeah, what else do we need? And it can do it anywhere. I love this stuff. Let me copy this here. Go to the Fundarian. Code build, actually. This service. I wonder what type of role I have here. Service role. What does the role say? Okay, this is for the artifact, logs. I see. I wonder then if I even need this policy. Because if the policy is already attached to the bucket, and it's telling that this guy can do it, this account can do what I want it to do. So what happens if I remove this? And I run code pipeline again. Should work. Probably not. Well, let's do it anyway. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Refresh maybe. No logs, no logs, no logs. Where are the logs? Show me the logs and I'll tell you what's wrong. Yeah, so we have a lot of services by AWS, but I think that that JSON file is going to be very useful, especially for me, but for anybody else who wants to, do something with those things. So products, CP, access denied. I wonder what if that's not what I wanted. What if I remove ACL public read? Because that whole bucket is public anyway. So while we are here, we go back and it's crunching again. Mystery box. Bucket so public that you cannot write to it. It's pretty awesome. No, so it's not happy with put object. When calling put object, right? Then I have put object here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no, products. Ooh, yeah, no, products. Okay. Put object. And this is the account that can do it. Why I cannot put it there? So another quick check that we can do, that's always useful to do when you do edit. No, you can go to build details. You can go to the role that you have here and you can just be brute force it. Full access admin. Okay, so now if we check if it works, if it doesn't work, then I don't know what the problem is, and we are done with this video. Start build. No, what have I done? I don't want to do pipeline. Pipeline. I want to see the pipelines. Come on. And I want to retry. I don't want to see the error, I want to see the new logs. Details. Because if this works, it means that the bucket policy is okay, and you have to give direct permission for code build to be able to send data there, which would be unfortunate, because I would have to change the what do I have to change? The Foundry file to include a bucket, but then that's annoying because what? I have to include every single bucket? Oh, disappointment. No, this is not good. This is not good. I mean, it's good because it worked, but it's not good because that means that I have to do it differently. Anywho, so we have the Foundry, we have the Drive. Any day now. We have overview, we have the file, we click on the file, and we get access denied. How can it be access denied if everything is public in the bucket? Come on. Come on. For real. This joking. What happens if I do this? Oh, wait. Yeah, it works. I know it works. Of course it works. Products. Okay. Permission. Okay. Policy. Okay. Yeah, exactly. The policy he's wrong because I say that. No, it's good. It says there's a star. Okay, you know what? This is it for this video. I hope you learned something new about AWS services, how little things like this make you go crazy because you're tired, you want to finish this, everything seems to be okay, but it still is not, something is missing, who knows what, so I have to figure that out, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is life with AWS, and until next time, have a nice day.